I continue my Battletech goal of becoming the most feared Locust pilot in the Inner Sphere. Now, we all have mechs that we just like for whatever reasons. Maybe it was a first machine in your collection. Maybe it's the first mech that you ever got a headshot on with an opponent. Maybe you played it through a campaign and it just took so much damage and it just somehow survived. Good mechs, bad mechs, Tactica mechs, we have our favorite mechs. For me, for whatever reason, I can't really say. I've always played the Locust. So I have probably that with the Valkyrie, with the Javelin, with the Warhammer, and with the Marauder. I probably have the most hours playing these machines. So it just kind of feels like I should have a Locust on the table. The second reason that I enjoy playing the Locust is honestly for the lulls. You get taken out by a Locust does something kind of crazy, you're going to remember that. Like, I'm trying to give a good game, right? I'm trying to win. I'm trying to represent on the table. I'm trying to do good tactics. I'm trying to challenge you. But at the same time, I want to create some good memories with you playing this. I want to like roll some dice and have something interesting, have something unknown, have something unexpected happen. Are you not entertained? So running around and trying to be annoying in a Locust, if you blow it up, okay, you did that. But if it pulls off some cool stuff, that's kind of interesting and worth the price of admission. But also what I find with the Locust is it's got an interesting combination of Tactica. And for this, we are going to jump into variants. Most of the time, I will play a stock-based mech, unless we're part of a campaign and my mech gets blown up and I've got to do some variants. There are some other variants I play for the lulls, like routinely I play the Archer with the downgrade. I remove those LRM packs and I replace them with rocket packs. And I fire off all those rockets sometimes one turn. They're fire and forget missiles. If you fire all the ammo, it can't blow up after it generates that heat. And it's like the ultimate lulls alpha strike machine. The Locust, I always play with a variant. I don't play with a stock because what I noticed with the stock is, all right, I've got a medium laser. Great. A lot of light mechs have a medium laser. I just blast it out when I can. But those machine guns, it's kind of like, well, if I'm using the machine guns on a mech, if I'm facing you forward and I'm that close as a light mech, I'm in serious trouble. If I've got rear armor and I had the Tactica to get to rear armor, okay, I'll fire the machine guns, but I wish I had a little bit more bite to it. If I'm zapping infantry with my machine guns, 2 infantry stands with the dispersion to hit, they'll cripple a Locust. They'll put the hurt on me. I don't want to be anywhere near infantry or vehicles. So those machine guns, they're just kind of like, I very rarely would use them. So I switch it to the variant with the 2 SRM 2-packs. This is kind of an interesting Locust in that you've got the primary weapon for that medium laser, and then the machine guns left and right are replaced with a SRM 2-pack. And enough ammo just to kind of get you through the game. Certainly it's not like a long-range recon type machine. So from that focus, with that perspective, I will run this Locust. And this is a low battle value buy-in. This is a lulls machine with a low battle value buy-in. I'm going in and I'm using it as a spotter, first and foremost. I've got a Karnov with infantry. I've got my Locust. I'm using that as a spotter for LRM support. I'm using it to run up your flank. It's got great speed. Locust has got amazing speed. It doesn't have Jenner firepower, but the battle value, even with the variant buy-in, is good. It's got great speed. I'm going to run up that flank and see if you can send some tanks to chase me down, or better yet, pull off a mech from your lance. I'm not going to engage, but I'm just going to kind of run around. If I can get rear armor or part of a lance, medium laser, 2 SRM packs, firing in. There's enough battle value for the lulls in bigger games, and I scale up. In this battle value bracket, I take 1 Locust. In this battle value bracket, 2. In this one, 4. In this one, 6. In a maximum 8, I've got the Locust brigade, just Locust lances coming at you. With that, I can we say wolf pack, bug pack, Locust pack, bug hunt? I'll take those 4, 6, 8 Locusts, run them as a team, run them up the side. And now you don't want to pull off a mech or some tanks because I'll mob you just on initiative. So you're like, well, do I pull off more than it's worth it Do I send out like 2 or 3 mechs or Lance? At that point, my Locust swarm literally disperses, and now that battle value is kind of diffused for you, in theory. Or do you kind of let me go or castle up? Well, now if I get rear armor or I engage, even if you're a heavy, I'll take that trade. I've got enough initiative sinks where if you blow up a Locust or 2, great. I take out a heavy because I've got 4 or 5 mechs for rear blasting you, and you don't have jump jets, and I box you in. I'll take a kick. We see what happens. We see what we can do. Plus, I've got other machines firing. It's an interesting tactic for the lulls. The most optimal, some would say, look, basic Lance building 101, you just take 1 light mech for the recon, for the discovery, for the skirmish, and you're done. Pump your battle value into something else with a little more resiliency. You know, there is some truth to that tactica as mech command, only taking 1 light. If I need some skirmishers or I want more support and I'm playing Total Warfare, jump into some hovers. You can't... I love light mechs, but hovers can do what a light mech does better, cheaper, faster, with more weapons on there. But maybe you're not playing with those rules, or it's a certain scenario where you want that. But we have these machines we want to play. We have the lulls. That's why I love playing the Locust. But it does get some kind of crazy looks sometimes, especially at some of the bigger Battletech events where I'll pull out 4 to 6 Locusts, and they're like, is this guy running this stuff? Like, didn't I see this on YouTube somewhere? What's up with that? It's kind of interesting. So, turning it over to my fellow mech warriors, my fellow mech commanders, do you run a Locust? What variant would you run? And in that similar kind of focus, yes, the Locust isn't the best mech, but for whatever reason, it's one of my favorite machines. Regardless of tactical, regardless of the meta, regardless of optimization, what would be one of your favorite mechs?